Hi everyone, this is Satyendra this side, and I welcome you to the Daily Dose series of Tableau visualization. In today's video, I'm going to cover some key concepts related to Tableau dashboards. I have been getting a lot of queries wherein participants have been asking questions related to create effective dashboards. Now, the first step towards creating an effective dashboard will be how to align your different charts, graphs into your dashboard area. So I have just clicked over here and added dashboard 1 into our Tableau workbook. With that, you can see that in our workbook, we already have some of the worksheets like customer group, map, which is a word map here, then pie chart or actually a donut chart, then profit trend. I have area chart and a cross table. Now the key component of this workbook are these different charts which we need to drag into this dashboard. Now before designing or thinking of a dashboard, you really need to know why this dashboard is being created, who is going to be the primary audience, and what are the actions or navigations you want to implement in this dashboard. If you are ready with these 3 points, then you can go ahead and create or insert a dashboard in your workbook. The best practice what I generally follow is I keep width as 1300, which means that's a best fit for a desktop or a laptop. If your participants or if your audience is primarily going to use the dashboard on desktop and laptop. In case if most of your participants or audience are handheld device user or mobile users, then you can go for other layouts like this. But in the current situation for this particular video, I'll be using default, which is for a desktop user. In terms of height, definitely you can keep it vary. You can keep 1000 or 800, whichever you want. But for a better user experience, you should allow a vertical scroll, right? Now with that, I'll go ahead and add title to our dashboard. We'll call it summary, sample superstore, and I will format this title furthermore. We'll provide a shading and then a border to our dashboard. Here we go. We can have a similar border to our dashboard area also, that we can go to under layout and assign a border to it. Right. Now, whenever you work on objects, you drag them into your dashboard, there are two different methods what you can use. Either you can keep your objects as tiled format or in floating format. For this video, I will go ahead and add things into tiled format, and we'll see how these objects are going to adjust automatically for the provided area in the dashboard. Now, as soon as I drag some chart or let's say sheet, what it does, it automatically occupies the maximum possible area in the dashboard because it is in tiled format. Now over here, I can hide this title, take it like this, or I can go ahead and make it to fit width like this, right? You might notice that over here, this legend I might not need because you already have these labels on this particular chart so that you will know the complete name, right? Keeping that thought in mind, I'll go ahead and remove this legend from this dashboard. And as soon as we do that, you can see my chart accommodates properly at the top of this dashboard. Now we'll drag some other chart or sheet, and this time I would like my sheet to adjust itself towards the bottom of dashboard. However, because it is in the tiled format, it's little difficult to kind of, adjust everything towards the bottom. Now over here, if you see, I'm kind of able to drag my pie chart below the first sheet of customer group. Again, we got the legend. I'll remove it because I really don't want it to be shown into my chart. And then I will try to accommodate the height of my customer group sheet so that I can give a proper space to the pie chart. Now, because it is still in tiled format, you are getting all these areas. This you can say that these are problems, but again, it's all about how you adjust your charts. I'll go ahead and drag map here and we'll put it aside. Here we go. We are kind of able to adjust it with the pie chart. Now the next thing will be I'll drag some other charts. For example, I'll take area chart here, and then similarly I will take my profit trend that I would like to bring below the map. So for all of my objects are in tiled, I'll go ahead and make my first object as float. Now you might see, until everything was in the tiled format, things were not layered, which means I was able to drag things in their particular area. I was not able to kind of put things on top of each other. But as soon as I converted this particular control into float, I'm able to drag it on top of map. So that's the beauty of float versus tiles. If you want to put objects on top of each other, you can convert them into float. But if you want them to be in their own area, occupy their own space, then it's better to keep them in tiled format. I'll convert all these charts to occupy the entire area. Here we go. Now I'm left with only one chart and I will drag that at the bottom of this particular dashboard. Right? Now over here, if you see, I kept the width of my dashboard as 800, which seems to be less at this moment. So I'll just increase the height and will make it 1000. Or let's do it as 12. So at this moment, you would be able to see all the objects over here. Maybe we need to increase the height for the customer groups. And another thing what I'll do, I'll just add border to all of my objects. Now guys, this second point, the borders, is up to you or the users, like how you want user experience to go. It's better to use grid format or the tiled format for all of your objects so that people can easily navigate between the information presented to them. Now the structure what I'm following in most of the dashboards or in my dashboards is like on top layer, I provide the summary. So over here you can see the pie chart with all the summary. Then you have a map. Then I show the trend or the secondary level of information. And in the third grid or third cross table, or basically the third layer, I provide the detailed information so that people can drill it down and see the record level information. For this moment, I'll go ahead and add the first sheet as a filter. Now over here, if you see for a particular customer group, if you want to see the data, let's say if you select buggies over here, all other charts will get filtered for this particular customer group, and you can see the required details, right? Similarly, you can select any other customer group and you will see the related data. Fair enough. So this is how, using tiled format, I was able to drag objects onto my dashboard, provide a proper layout to them, and was able to adjust them in a grid format, which looks very presentable. We'll go ahead and deploy this particular chart to Tableau Public. I just clicked on Save to Tableau Public. It will ask for credentials so that I can log in. And as soon as we do it, it'll ask for the name through which they want it to be saved. I'll say tiled. And as soon as it is deployed, it will open the another web page wherein you can see the exact dashboard deployed over Tableau Public. It'll take few seconds. I believe it is done. And yes, it opened another tab over here. You can see the exact dashboard what we just saved into Tableau Public. Here we go. Right. Now just wanted to tell you that so far we used all the objects into the tiled format and dragged it over here. Was simple. We didn't face any challenges. We were able to drag all the objects. In the next video, I'm going to drag similar objects in floated manner, and we'll see what are the pros and cons of bringing objects onto dashboard in floated manner. Guys, wait for that video. Meanwhile, stay safe, have a nice time, and feel free to drop any question if you come across. Thank you so much.